Today we're going to do a quick deck walkthrough or long or whatever on the Byzantine Tarot. And I found out about this from someone who left a comment on the YouTube channel here. They said, "Hey, check out this deck, maybe compare it to another one." Like, I can't remember this time which one it was, but I'm like, that looked very interesting. So I went and looked up the deck and I went ahead and bought this. And I think I got this one from Barnes and Noble. And the manufacturer is Red Feather, or the publisher is Red Feather. And the deck is 34.99. It's seems to be pretty well packaged, thick box. So I'm assuming there's a book in here and the cards, but let's open up and just check it out and see what we got. And with me lately, I've been trying to find more decks that are traditional or more historical because I'm not really into the modern decks as they have just images that I don't really resonate well with. That's just me. But anyway, this is called the Byzantine Tarot, and it's by John Matthews and Celia Conway. So let's open this up and see what we got inside here. Okay, so the guidebook. All right, it's pretty thick actually. Okay, the guidebook's pretty thick. It goes over interesting all the cards, which you expect. Has a traditional, I guess, meaning, as well as a reading that they have about what the card means and so forth. They have the upright and reverse keywords, which is cool. Let's see any spreads in this deck. Okay, they break down the court cards as well, I guess, into a different section. Or is this more about, I guess, how to use it? Because they have spreads here, the Holy Fool spread. Oh, with examples and what they mean. That's nice. They got the Byzantinium spread. It's actually a really cool thing. They're really going to different ways to use this deck. Interesting. The Hippodrome spread. Almost like a horseshoe, what it reminds me of. Ooh, the Seven Pillars of Wisdom spread reminds me of a full tableau in Lenormand. That's interesting. And even more. And that is it. They give you a place to write some notes. It's actually a really nice deck here. Really well thought out. It's actually very nice. What else they got? Okay, the numerical values of each of the cards. And they also have the meaning to compare it to the traditional wider weight versus their meaning of the card. So it's a very interesting book. So I'm assuming that the cards are going to be just as interesting as well. Let's go and pull this out here. Okay, they're in good condition. They came nice. Take the band off here. Right, cards. Now again, they feel okay, right? Not bad. Little thin, but I'm afraid, would they split in time? They might. They're it's kind of flimsy. I don't like that, but it is what it is. A lot of the cards are kind of made like that these days. So as far as running through these cards, since there's no real order on these, I'm just gonna go ahead and oh, here we go. So the Fool's in the middle. So let's flip these, spread these out a little bit. Hold on. So I'm going to read these. I'm going to share these from major to minor, like I normally do. But I have to get them out first. Okay, let's set these aside. Let's go ahead and run through these. All right, so we'll start off here with the back of the card. Kind of religiously. Nice, right? Takes you that era of time. So that's the Fool, the Holy Fool. The Magician, the Magus. Sophia, Wisdom, High Priestess. That makes a lot of sense, actually. The Empress, the 3. The Emperor is the 4. So they're lined up so far. The Patriarch, that's the Hierophant, which makes sense. The Lovers. That's a nice Lovers card, actually. Oops, I missed one. The Charioteer, Victory. Justice. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Fortitude. Is that Temperance? 11? No, that's Justice. Right? What was back here real quick? No, Justice they have here as the 8, which is Strength. So Fortitude is your Strength card, which is the 11. So here it's reversed. It goes after the original numbering. Hangman to 12. Death. The breath coming out. That's interesting with all the people watching are the souls. It's a wild card. Interesting card. Temperance. I love the cards. I wish they were a little better quality. They just feel like paper. I don't like that, but they're nice images. The Devil, Diabolos. Wish they were linen. The Tower. Star. All right. The Moon. These decks, even though they may not be the greatest quality, the books alone are worth a lot because the knowledge you get, the information, it's just so nice to study different meanings from different people. You pick up so much rather than just reading online definitions. You study the cards and then compare them, it opens them up to a much greater way of reading these cards, especially for your customers, as they come to you for insights. It helps you really to share deeper, richer readings with them. So it's the Sun. Oh, Judgment. I mean, Jacob's Ladder. And then the Cosmos, the world. Okay. So this time, though, I think for the minor, I want to compare them side by side. So we're going to go in sets of 4. So we'll do the aces in one line. Right. That's the pentacles, cups, staffs, staffs. That's the wands. And then the mind cards, the swords. So let's read them like that. Let's look at them like to read them. Let's look at them like this. I do want to use this in a reading though, so I just have to be careful. I think when I shuffle these cards, I would just do an overhand shuffle because I think the edges may split. That's my only concern. That I don't feel. I don't know. I have to see in time, but I love them. Maybe I'll buy a second deck as a backup. I just love the images. So here are the aces. Can you see that? Let me drop the camera down just a little bit. Okay. So I dropped it down, touch. That's better. So now we'll compare them. Here's the aces. So you can see it's the earthly realm, fishes, water, emotions. Interesting. That's the passion, the fire, the sun in that card, and the mind, the sword with the fire. That's wild. And then the twos. Reminds me of the fool. And it's like at a crossroad. Which way do you go? Huh. Two of cups. Two of wands. And the two of swords. They kind of go with their wider weight a little bit, but I don't know. They're also very different as well. So there's a three of coins, three of pentacles. That's the builder, the person working on the building. The three of cups, harmony, relationships. I can see that. Three of wands. And the three of swords. Depression, sadness, in a cave, locked in by his swords, by his own mind. That's a great 3, by the way. Okay, then the 4. I have a question for you too. Do you prefer reviewing the decks like this where they're in a line so you're kind of able to see the suits side by side? Or do you prefer just running through them? Drop your comment. Let me know what you think. I'd like to know that. I'm torn. I kind of like it this way better because you can kind of compare and contrast when you're looking at these, because when you think about it, these three suits here make up the earth. And so here you have a person who's a miser getting all his gold, making sure he doesn't lose it. But what brought him to that? Well, his emotions from the Four of Cups, not really understanding what he has. And then the Four of Wands, that maybe some overindulgence brought him to a place of loss where he had to collect his money. But then you have the Four of Swords, meaning he has to kind of step back and just really reflect to get stability back. So it's kind of going within a little bit. And so when you look at them as a set, you can kind of see how they got to one place or another. So maybe spending too much and having to really hold on too tight made the person have to step back and really overthink things, get away from it. Or maybe by collecting so much, he was able to then have a nice feast and fun. You see where I'm going with this? So again, it depends on the question, depends on how you read it. But the point, you look at them side by side, it shows you how they intertwine and they interplay. The fives struggle. What we got going on for the fives? Interested on this one. This is very interesting. Let's see. So that's interesting. So the five here on the pentacles, people who are poor, barefoot, ripped clothing, with these struggles, they kind of brought them there. That's interesting. Five of Cups, two in hand, hers is empty, three on the ground, one's up. Five of Wands, and then the Five of Swords. That's an interesting card. He has no mercy for her at all. Doesn't care. Then we'll go to the six. Remember, six is victory, harmony, balance, and so forth. That's a good six. He's sharing his food with others. That's probably one of the better interpretations I've seen. Six of Cups. That's an interesting card as well. Very harmonious. Six of Wands, staffs, victory, and then the Six of Swords. Huh. This is really, really interesting deck. Sevens. Ooh. What are these? They feel like there's paper, but they got an interesting feel to the front of them. There's a coding of some type, which is good. So yeah, I am liking. I do love this deck though so far. Do you like it? What are your thoughts, opinions? Are you enjoying it? Let's see. The Seven of Coins. And what's interesting is that you gotta kind of get out of your head of the wider weight when you look at this, and don't try to read them as you would that deck because it has different meanings. So when you think about the seven, right? What's a seven about? Well, it's assessing something. Okay. Spiritual number. So the Seven of Coins, he's overseeing his flock drinking water, thinking about something. And what is that? Well, we know in wider ways about do you have enough, so forth, or could I have done more? But here he's tending to a flock, drinking. And if you notice, there's seven stones, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven stones that hold the water back. So is he properly protecting what he has? Because that could that be what it means? I'm not looking at the book. I'm just going off intuition off the card itself. Then you have the Seven of Cups. So it's all about decisions. Which cup am I going to use? There's seven of them. Which one? And it causes a little bit of turmoil because maybe you're trying to impress a guest or impress somebody and it's got the blue around the edges, which I like as well. Then you go to the fire energy, seven of staffs, which are your wands. So he's standing on five of them, well, six of them. One, two, three, four, five of them, six, seven, two in hand. So the two helps him climb up on his passion while he steps on the other ones to get to where he needs to be. So he hasn't lost sight, but he's looking forward to move. Then you have the Seven of Swords, which is feels like a very violent card. So where you have one, two, three, four, five. Where's the seven at? One in hand, two, three, four, five, six, and then I think one in the back is seven. Yeah, seven. So there's seven swords, and there's like a battle going on or something. So it's the mind. Remember, swords are the mind, the air card, and you have fire. burning these three, which is communication, trying to shut it down, stifle it, right? And and then the water is very turbulent. And these people here are just ready to go at it. They're ready to battle. They're not really in a defensive position, except for this guy and that guy. These guys are kind of waiting. This guy has a fire, so I don't know. That's just a wild card. So when you think about it, that's the mind really wants to stop the conversation in the head and just is going crazy. But it's themselves because the water blue is the emotion making the mind just flip and spin. Okay, let's go to the eight. So grade eight. Okay, so the eights. Linear that keeps on going. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, master of the craft there. The Eight of Cups. Moved on, left the cups behind, moving somewhere else, somewhere new. That's interesting. The Eight of Staffs, shooting the arrows into the air. They move very fast. But what's interesting is that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going this direction here. 6, 7, 8, not fired yet. And these are going in different directions, going to cross the path. Okay. It's interesting. And then the Eight of Swords is you put yourself in bondage, casket, but you're not dead. But people seem to be mourning you, even though you're not dead. So it's your own mind telling you that you're dead. So what do you have to do? Cut away the bandages there. All right. Next one, the 9. I love this deck. This is an amazing deck. The more I touch the deck, it definitely has a covering on it, which is a great thing. So they're better than I thought at first. So I'm really liking this. What do you think about these so far? Are you enjoying it as well? Interesting, the 9 of coins. So I like how they use apples in a tree or whatever that is, because when you have, I'm curious on the 10, but when you have your harvest on your tree, remember the 9 is all about you attained it, you have enough, have you made it, and so forth. So you attained it. You have attainment, which is a 9, which also, by the way, is the hermit, which is soul searching. So keep that in mind. It's interesting too. And that also is the moon, because the 8 and the 1 is a 9. So that is the fears. That is the mysterious path forward from attainment. But anyway, you have the 9 of coins, the 9 of cups here also. Very happy card. The cups are within the blue veil there, and she's just freely floating through the air. Very nice card. You have the 9 of staffs, which is the wands, and you're interesting holding onto 2 of them in the ground, surrounded by other ones. So it's almost like you're ready to just you're ready to go if you need to. You're not really moving, but you're ready to move if you need to do. So you're going to stand your ground and not give up. You're not going to withdraw. You're holding on right there for dear life. Then the 9 of swords here, you can see there's very an emotional card. You're in your head. Okay. In your head. And you feel defeated. And all the swords are pointing down at you. So it's really you attacking yourself with the 9. That's the mind card. So when you read tarot, I want you to kind of keep something in mind here. And that is that tarot is all about the insights into your psyche. So when you look at these cards, you have to realize that your pentacles, coins, whatever they want to call it, always sits around the, I will say earthly plane when I'm doing readings, but it's what's materialized. It's things you can touch, it's tangible items. Where the swords is the mind, you can't touch it. The staves are the passion, you can't touch it. And the cups are the emotions, you can't touch it, but it gets affected by the mind. The emotions get affected by the passions or wands, which actually can turn the outcome of what you can have tangible in your hand. The pentacles. So just keep that in mind. Now we're going to go to the 10. Oh, that's a wild 10 card. I love that one. The swords. Whew. Destruction there, man. Oh, I could feel the 10 there. A lot of baggage. Oh, my goodness. On a snow, barefoot too. Carrying all by yourself. Wow, dedication on that one. And the 10 of coins. It's funny, the family here does not look happy. That little boy's like, let go. And the dad's, you're coming this way, kid. And you got the one here on the mom's shoulder, which seems happy. So that's an interesting 10 card. Then you have the 10 of Cups, family, loving each other. I like that. 10 of Wands, which I mentioned, which is 10 of Staffs. And then you have the 10 of Swords, which is all about your mind is just decimating you. It's just taking the passion out of you. It's right there, the red, the fire, just you're destroying yourself. You have to learn to not do that. Okay. Now we're at the pages. Somber, happy, happy. And what do we got here? Just nothing, just more like, okay, I got my coin. Where'd I get more of these at? The cup, really in awe, intuition, passion, emotion. Well, not passion per se, but intuition, emotion. The page, scroll in hand. Look what I'm learning. That's your wands. And this sword. What can I do? I like that card. Now, ooh, the knight. I love that one. The knight of swords. Killing that dragon snake, whatever the hell it is. The knight of cups. And then we got the knight of coins. Ready for battle, but very heavy. Very heavy. Slow moving, but it's battle not on a horse, battle by hand. Knight of cups. More lightweight than this card and not really looking for a fight. This guy just wants to play music and have fun. Wants to really embrace his creative side. That's the fire energy. And this is a sword, which is the mind, ready to attack. Now we have the queens. What do they call it? The countess. I like that. Okay, so the queen of coins. Okay. Cups. The staff, which is the wands, with a feather in hand. That's interesting. Writing, poetry, again, creativity and passion. And then the swords is the mind. Hmm. That's interesting. What was the king? What does the king look like? Ordained in gold. Has it all. Stands on the dock with the boat in the back. Ladder with his cup in hand. He knows what he wants. Again, writing, creativity, creation. Interesting. Like a sage almost. I'm getting the vibe of a sage, of a wise man. And then the sword, the count, which is the king, just he's the emperor, man. You're not gonna mess with this. He's not the emperor. Emperor's higher up. You're not gonna mess with this guy. He controls the forces, and you will not break through. You can try, but you ain't gonna win. Anyway, that's these cards, and I'm telling you, they're interesting as anything. So let's shuffle them. How do these cards actually shuffle? Let's find out. Okay, so we're gonna do it two ways. We're first gonna do it this way on the side. Let's kind of see. Yeah, they slide together rather nicely. Then we're gonna do. These are actually bigger than the normal tarot deck because my hands, I already can feel that, but it's not too bad though. And so this way, yeah, they shuffle nice as well, and they slide. So there's definitely a coating on these. They're not just plain paper. Thought they were at first. The sides are, but the top and bottoms are not. So let's go ahead and just pull one card. Let's read it, shall we? Let's do a one card reading. Okay. Interesting. We have the King of Staffs, Wands. Now, we all know what this card means in a wider weight, but let's look at what the book says. Grab it. All right, so it says that the Count, who's a king, says that here we see the 8th century poet. It's a poet and bishop, Saint Comas of Mayuma. Okay, I hope I pronounced that right. Seated at his desk inscribing an important document, his clever, subtle face expresses depth of knowledge and wisdom. Saint Cosmas was a bishop who is listed among those who defended the church, interesting, against the accusations of heresy of iconoclasm, the worship of icons. I did not know about that guy. As such, he is one of those who enabled the creation of sacred images. Okay. What about the Catholic Church? Many of which found their way into tarot. That's wild. Among his work are sacred hymns, a collection of widely praised poetry, and several other works. His feast day is still observed by the Eastern Orthodox Church on October 12th in the Gregorian calendar. His passion for order and his dedication for the arts and to spiritual life make him perfect representation for the Count of Staffs. In a reading, he's a stately, imposing figure. The Count of Staffs is often seen as a benevolent dictator. Okay, well, I don't like the dictator part, but it's true. A powerful presence whose will and determination shape the lives of others. Like a Leo energy kind of a thing going on there. His passion for orderliness and his occasional sternness make him a determined ally, but his dignified approach can alienate him from others. Yeah, I can see over controlling. As a parent, he can be seen as controlling, though his love is always real. If you are signified by this card, you may be seen as a leader who is followed without question. Reversed, the Count can appear arrogant and possessive, but is still capable of good advice and sound judgment. I like the way they describe this card more than the traditional way. It's interesting. It has a little bit of history here and a little bit of depth, so it's kind of cool. And it's saying that the upright position is a serious, stern, and honorable man, a strong father, honesty, talented, skilled, and creative, representative of older ways. Yep, likes to do things traditionally. When reversed, he's an indulgent, tolerant parent, exaggerated ideas, a counselor, foolish wisdom, and arrogance. Okay, that's interesting. And then it goes on to the next suit. Anyway, that is a walkthrough of the Byzantine Tarot by John Matthews and Celia Conway. If you enjoyed this walkthrough, let me know. Drop your comments down below. Give it a like. And if you're first time here, please subscribe so you can see more of these awesome, amazing reviews. All right, until later, take care and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone.